Then boy, what's going on? Give us 1 minute. We should be all good to go here. We got the gang back together. So we're going to go ahead and get started. What's
Oh,
going on,
yeah.
everybody? Welcome back to Dom and Gonz Sport. Oh, is that a view? Is that a view back there? Yeah,
Yes, sir, it is. Yes, it is.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Dom and Gonz Sports Talk. I'm Dom. That's Gonz. We're going to kick it off today. Gonz, tell the people where you're at, man, because it looks like you're over there being eccentric right now with the view. What you got cracking right now?
Hey, listen, I'm kicking off the summer. Last week I was at my beach house on a nice Sunday evening on the water, and now I'm at the National Harbor at a nice balcony
man.
At a friend's place. Look at that.
The views are cool.
What? You can't be at a better
There's
spot
no
to
better
talk Raven
place to
football.
be.
You know what I mean?
There's no better place to be. All right, we're going to kick it off here. A lot of stuff came in through this week. We got some things to discuss, man. OTA is still continuing. Mark Andrews makes his way into OTAs this week for his first appearance. He sounds very excited about the offense and things that's going on his first day back. And he was more thankful that Lamar signed his contract. In his quotes, thank God he signed his contract. But yeah, man, we got a lot going on. But the one thing that I feel like is a topic of discussion is J.K. Dobbins. This week he released a couple of tweets with uncertainty about his future, saying that he wants to remain a Raven. He's Baltimore to and through, his quote, until he's gone. This left many fans speculating, will he continue his career with the Ravens? I don't know, man. I don't want to see Dobbins walk, man. I don't know how you're feeling on it, but I think it's kind of crazy if we let a talent like that go at this point in his career.
Yeah, well, if you would have asked me this about a week ago, I would have said there's no way that Dobbins' future is in question here with the Baltimore Ravens. But I kind of sort of had, a time where I rethought about it over this week. And, it just stuck with me a little. He hasn't really been on the field for that much during his career. And I know that sounds insane, but let's think about it for a second. His whole rookie season, 2021, he missed the entire 2021 regular season due to that, August, and he missed the whole season.
Yep.
Dom, are you still here? Can you hear me? You're breaking up. Okay, perfect. And then 22, where, he did make that appearance early in the season at about week 4 or 5 against, and he wasn't himself, and then they took him out again for a few weeks, and he was reinserted into the lineup in I forgot exactly what week, but sometime later in the season. So he most likely played about one and probably a half season. I'll just give it that, because he missed quite a bit of time last. And you just kind of wonder with this of potential potentially moving on with him? I'm not sure. No. Because, yes, he has missed a lot of playing time, about half of his career due to injury. And you just wonder a little bit if in the back of their mind they're thinking about life without him. So I really like I said, if you would have asked me this a few weeks ago, I would have said there's no way Dobbins would be off the team. But I think this year is a big year for Dobbins in a contract year, because will he stay on the field? That's the first question. And question two is, will he be as dynamic as he usually is? I think if he can stay healthy the whole year and he can prove to be that valuable back that we know he can be as a Baltimore Ravens fan, I think he'll be okay, and we'll re-sign him. But if he hurt again or, lose playing time to Edwards or any of those other backs out of the backfield, it could be fair to raise questions that he may not be with Baltimore
which is
next
insane
year.
to think.
So I'm really hoping that – I know it is insane to think. But I'm hoping we keep him, because I really personally am as a J.K. Dobbins fan. I love how he's sort of a smaller back, but he's got the fight of a Marshawn Lynch. He's good out of the backfield. He's he can be very elusive as well. So he's kind of a do-it-all back, in my opinion. And I'd love to see him in Baltimore for the next few years to come.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I think it's more in the hands of, if it's just the things that he was doing last year on one leg. It just, imagine with just a full time to recover, full camp, you know what I mean? These are the things. I just feel as though a lot of players, they don't get the slack that they should be getting because of the fact that, they were injured. We didn't really have a full squad. And, that's what a lot of it has to do with. But I just think if you give Dobbins a full season, if you really give him time to work with Gus, even with Justice Hill, I feel like we have a great three-back rotation. I think he can do some damage. He was he was so explosive even after coming off the injury. On one leg, he was still doing everything that he could to gain yards. We should have gave him the ball on the daggone goal line instead of giving it to Huntley. But I digress to this day.
Oh, let's not remind me, please.
Not gonna bring up the past. I'm sorry.
Please don't remind me. I've gotten over that.
It's all right. Either way, what I'm saying is, at that point, Dobbins, I think, should be on the team. I think he's earned it. He's given us a lot of heart. He has a lot of heart. He has a lot of fight. I don't see why you don't want somebody like that back on your squad. Now, mind you, of course, durability is a question, but I think durability is mostly a question because we didn't have really great staff taking care of the players. We've lost the players we've lost. So give Dobbins with a whole new strength and conditioning staff. Maybe I think he could turn the tables this year, and I think if he's available all year, he will be a problem, especially with Todd Monken's offense. If we still maintain a dynamic running game, Dobbins could be an issue. He could be a really big issue. So
I'm really hoping he dominates and he goes for over 1,000 yards and he, goes for a couple hundred yards receiving. That would just really make my heart.
I agree.
Because I really love him. I really would hate to see him go. I really would. Because he is – I love how – have you listened to his press conferences too? I just love the guy.
He is.
He's just such a likable guy. And he's great at what he does. And,
Absolutely.
Come on, let's keep
now,
it.
Speaking of Ravens who also want to remain a Raven, we also heard from Patrick Queen. A lot of speculations after the Ravens did not pick up his fifth-year option a little while ago. But he seems to, maintain the fact that he wants to remain a Raven. He's staying more focused. He said it during the OTA presser. He's just focused on this year and, just being the dynamic player that he is, locking in with Roquan. In my experience with Queen, obviously, has he always been the most perfect player on the field? Absolutely not. I don't really know any player who is. He's had some lapses. There's been drops, drop picks, missed tackles, missed opportunities, things like that. But I mean, I feel as though when Roquan came onto the team, he was just so. Those two together were just such a great tag team. Like the things they could do, flying all over the field, stopping the run. I think in coverage, like these guys were just such an issue together. I think if you give Roquan this year and let him prove that he is that guy, Roquan. If you give Patrick Queen this year to like show you that he is that guy, letting you know that next to Roquan, learning from Roquan that they both can be a top 3 linebacker duo in the league. Like I don't. Again, he's another player who I really don't see why you let go. Now, obviously, if there's no improvement, I mean, I don't. Obviously, it's neither here nor there. But I just think you give them a full year together and see what they do. He said before he wants to remain a Raven. So I mean, I would love to have him. I mean, I would love to keep him. Shout out to PQ. I know others differ. I've heard a lot of differing opinions on him. Like, oh, we should let him go. Oh, he hasn't been that good. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, remember we talked about this. I was one of those people that said I really didn't care what happened to him because I know, the good and the bad of Patrick Queen. And I do understand that Roquan made him a lot better when he came over mid-season. But now we've got that answer. It looks like Patrick Queen is going to be staying with the Baltimore Ravens in 2023. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do next to Roquan. And listen, if he can prove himself and be a dynamic complement to, Roquan Smith, then go ahead and re-sign him. That's fine with me. I was only saying that potentially you could move him, in this offseason. But we've progressed through this offseason pretty extensively now. We're in June, and the Ravens have shown no sign of wanting to get rid of him. And, that's fine. Prove it. This is his year. Make a lot of noise there in that backfield. Get some interceptions. Get some, don't miss tackles. Be a threat in the run game. Wrap people up when you can. And, Patrick Queen might be looking like a future Ravens linebacker because, he's shown really good flashes, like you said, through his whole career. The issue was consistency. And he was a lot more consistent when Roquan came. So this is his opportunity to prove that he can be a consistent top-tier Pro Bowl style linebacker here for the Baltimore Ravens. So go for it. Come on,
And that's the
PQ.
thing too.
I'm
Like,
rooting for you.
I feel as though a lot of fans pick on him, and it's not the fact that I think they want to. I mean, they just want to see the team's success, and they want him to be a part of that success. Like they want him to be great, and I just don't like. I don't want him to think like. Obviously, he does get attacked a lot, and I don't think he deserves all those attacks. But like looking at it from a fan perspective, we just want to see him be a part of the greatness. So at that point, with the lapses, like if those can get fixed this year, if he's like you said, if there's more consistency, if the coaching staff is more like beneficial toward the new coaching staff, more beneficial towards him, like again, I mean, who knows what the outcome would be? We could be looking at not just the top 3 linebacker duo in the league. We could be looking at the best linebacker duo in the league.
Well, let's not forget we
And
got
that too.
Trenton Simpson right there waiting.
We did just draft Trenton.
So he's got I think PQ has some pressure on him going into this year. Like he's got to be that guy because he knows the Ravens got somebody right there waiting to take his spot. So I think it'll be like sort of a driving force with him that he knows that the Ravens got guys in the ready to take him up. So I think it'll push him to do better and be great and be dynamic. So I think he could do good. I really think PQ could dominate this year. But I hope he doesn't go back to his old ways. I'm hoping he doesn't. There's no reason to think he should, but like I said, I really think having Trenton Simpson there, on the depth chart will really fuel PQ to be dominant.
Yeah, I think they can all learn off of each other. I just think that together they're better together rather than separated. And at this point, with getting all the dynamic pieces that we can get together, and like just having them all perform on the field together, that will do us wonders on the field because defense, obviously, the Ravens are known for their defense. Most of our stars, our Hall of Famers, our legends are defensive players. So these young guys, they have a chance to step into that next level and then just try to create their own story, create their own path. I mean, these paths, Ed Reed,
Mm-hmm.
Ray Lewis, like these guys, they've already written their stories. Like these guys coming in now, it's time for them to write theirs. Kyle Hamilton, another young guy coming into his second year, one of the best graded safeties in the league last year. I think he was number one, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot what the grade was, but coming in as one of the best rookie safeties last year. Like this is his second year. Who knows what he'll be capable of, especially with Chuck Clark's absence. I mean, it's time for these guys to step up, man. It's now or never. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Now that we're into the month of June and we're getting closer, we know that June 1st cuts are now officially done. Our cap space right now is sitting at about 11 million and some change. Enough money to make a move, but here's the thing, though. What do we go for? Because obviously, D-Hop is free agent. Could we go for another corner? There are some pass rushers in free agent. Like what? We have 11 million. I feel as though, do you sit on that or do you just go for a move? I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I think we sign somebody. I mean, shoot, there's somebody out there. There's a good veteran out there somewhere. Like,
I don't think they're going to make any moves until at least training camp because I think we're going to wait a little bit and see. And I hate to say this, I think they're going to wait and see what the injury bug does first when we get to training camp. And then we'll use it, to try to fill that gap, whatever happens. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully we don't use it. Hopefully we just have 11 million sitting in there. But as of right now, I don't think we're getting anybody. I don't think we're getting D-Hop because, we had this conversation last week. Go back and check that out if you need to. And then only other thing would maybe get another corner would be, maybe Peters is still out. Peters is still out there, obviously. Maybe we get another, depth piece for cornerback. I'm not sure. I think we stand pat right now with all of that. And I feel like the Ravens will most likely just use that as, emergency money if something happens to one of our players. Hopefully it doesn't.
What would you want
I think
to
that's
see?
what they'll do.
Like, what would you want to see us do? With the 11 million, obviously, again, we have a little bit of wiggle room to make a move. Who would you want to see us go after?
I want to see. You're saying if we just were to sign somebody tomorrow, for example.
Ravens management wakes up tomorrow and says, "Hey, we got to get this guy. Who are we getting to make the team successful?"
Now, I did forget to mention something. We could either, like I just said, we could maybe go after Marcus Peters to be a depth piece for cornerback, or we could go out and get a veteran pass rusher, potentially, like we always do. But of course, I wouldn't mind if they brought back Justin Houston, but at the same time, I want to see what these young guys could do. I really don't think we need to go out and get another person at this point. Of course, I'm not Eric DeCosta. I don't know what he's thinking right now, but all those guys are still available. So I think that's the most realistic choice. If I were to pick, if we were going to get somebody with that 11 mil, would be a veteran pass rusher like Justin Houston. That's the most realistic choice.
Yeah,
I
agree.
think at this point.
From my standpoint, I think it's more in terms of, obviously, there is one star receiver who is still out there. We know who he is. The sweepstakes is still there for DeAndre Hopkins. Obviously, the dreamer of me, on the offense I want to see, I obviously want to see D-Hop in a Ravens uniform. But as far as what we could possibly need, because our wide receiver room is the way that it is, and because we already have the pieces that we have, I know that getting D-Hop is kind of like getting D-Hop, and then that's a far chance. So at this point, I think we go pass rush, and I want to say it's more pass rush than DB, because at this point right now, we have been lacking in that for a very, very long time. Like, getting to the quarterback has been such an issue for us these past couple of years. It's not even funny. So if I were in the front office and I needed a free agent and I was going to sign one tomorrow, I think I'm going for a pass rusher to like help vet these young guys. Give them some tips and tricks, or like just to help them out for future reference. Because, dude, we talked about this on multiple occasions. We cannot get danced on at the line of script. Like we just get our pass rushers just get like it's a cha-cha going on every week almost. Like we got to like get to the quarterback. So I mean, Yannick Ngakoue is still available. You know, Jadeveon Clowney is still available. I mean, I don't know. Sign one to like maybe a 1 year so they can help us get to the quarterback, because I feel like that's our biggest issue. I do agree with you though. I feel like we should let the young guys, just go ham, because we need to get younger at the position. But as far as what I think we should sign, I think we should just go straight pass rush. Even though I do want Marcus Peters back, I do want him back badly. But I say we go, if we have to like prioritize the money, that's why I'm putting it, because we need it. We really, really need it.
That makes the most sense. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
who I would pick. Now, are we
That's
going
the question.
to?
That
I'm
is
not
the
sure.
question. Are we
So
going
we'll
to?
see.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much voluntary OTAs. I think that schedule. I don't know. I forgot when mandatory minicamp starts again. I know it's coming up soon if it hasn't started already. But yeah, for these, as like you said, when the injury bug, kind of twiddle its little fingers all over the team. It's good.
Yeah, I hope not. I hope not.
Here's the hoping not. We're keeping our fingers crossed. But whenever the
Yeah.
injury bug decides to like twiddle our fingers, it would be nice to have some depth, because we liked it. So that's definitely something I would go for, is the pass rush. I mean, again, we got so many young guys now that as they develop, and then Ojabo's coming back for a full year this year, so who knows what he can really do? We only saw like a mini sample size of what he could really do coming off that I think it was the ACL injury. So let's see what these guys can do. But if we're gonna spend the money, I would definitely get a vet to help these guys out, just to help them learn a little bit. Just to help them with the ropes. There's nothing wrong with getting that mentorship and learning, and I'm sure they wouldn't mind it either. So I'd definitely be down for that.
Mhm.
For sure. All right. So we're gonna move on to the AFC North breakdown. We're gonna give you our mini predictions. We're not gonna take too long as we did with the early season predictions, because we don't really like these guys. But no, no.
I like that.
We're gonna
Nice
go
little
in
nugget. I like
and give you a mini breakdown of what we think, how our rivals, our division rivals, are gonna do this year. Obviously, the schedules vary, so we're gonna try to peel the schedules back layer by layer. I say we start with our biggest competition of the division, the Cincinnati Bengals. Week 1, Bengals are going up against the Browns. Week 1, 1:00 game. I think they take this one. I think it's going to be, I think they take this one.
That's a win.
Week 2 against us.
I had this down as a loss for us, so I'm thinking the Bengals start out 2-0.
I had this as a win, so I'm going to go with 2-0. I think I had us splitting the season series, so I have this as a win. As a loss for the Bengals. Rams, week 3. I don't know what version of the Rams is coming this year.
I think the Bengals are going to start out 3-0. But it depends on if they kind of start out to their ways of last year. Last year they struggled coming out of the gate. They started about 0-2, or they started 1-2 through their first 3 games, taking losses to both Pittsburgh and the Cowboys with no Dak Prescott. So I'm hoping those type of Bengals can carry out through all 17 games, and they could be terrible, but no, I'm kidding. They're not going to. They're just too talented. I think they start 2-1 here. Even though they've downgraded on defense, they are definitely the Ravens' best threat.
Yep, so I've got them going 2-1.
All right, continue.
So far. Week 4, they are at Tennessee against the Titans. In a 1:00 matchup, I got them winning this game. The Titans are just they're Titans. Titans, what are we doing? Yeah,
they've dominated Tennessee. They've dominated Tennessee for the most part.
What is the offseason moves?
Yeah.
What do we? Yeah, I see.
They're
He must
rebuilding.
be
They are
okay.
rebuilding.
Go ahead, man. All right, week 5. Week 5, they're at Arizona against the Cardinals. 405 matchup.
Mm. That's
Yeah,
not too. This
they're
is not
not
too hard of a
their
schedule to
biggest
start
game
out.
right now.
They're
Is
going to
pretty
be
much.
four and
I feel
one.
like it's against us. Week 2. Other than that, they get.
It's all
Yeah,
right. It's
yeah,
going to heat
for
up
sure.
later in the year.
Yeah.
Trust me.
So, but
It'll
I
heat.
got
Keep going.
them. If this is the
Yeah.
same Cardinals from last year, I got the Bengals kind of winning this one. Yeah. So I
Oh
got.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
it's not even up for
Easily.
discussion. That's 4-1 for me. Next up, they are at Cincinnati against Seattle, the Seahawks. I feel like this could be a good game. I think it could be a good game. It could be a good game.
It could be a good game, but again, I just see Cincinnati winning this. Also, I just don't think Seattle's defense is going to keep up with
Oh,
Jamar Chase
you don't have faith in
and Joe
what?
Burrow
Keep
and
it up
Joe
with Jamar.
Mixon. Nope, I don't. I think it's going to be a no. I don't have faith in Woolen. I'm sorry. The Seattle Tariq Woolen is very good, but he's not the whole defense. And I just think it'll be a shootout. I think probably like
Yeah, I
35-28,
think the Bengals probably
something
win this
crazy.
one by like.
Um, I know I hate to be a Bengal lover. I'm not a Bengal lover. I'm trying to be the most, factual type of opinions being formed here, and I just think they're going to win these games. They're just, they've been to the Super Bowl. They almost went to the Super Bowl. They know how to win games. You know, they're just going to beat these guys. I just think they're going to beat all these teams we've
Yeah,
said
I
so
think
far.
well, than us. I still got them. I still got us beating them week 2. Um, yeah, but I
I'd
think
love
they
that.
win. I guess the Seahawks at Cincinnati by like 2 scores. I think. I mean, I don't know how big of a shootout it will be, but I think it'll be kind of close. Next up, they're in San Francisco against the Niners. I got them losing this one. Niner. That
Yeah,
I feel
that
like
one
this
could be a
one has more
loss.
potential to be a shootout than the Seahawks one. To be honest with you, I think that with that Niners defense,
Hmm.
Joe Burrows could be, that could be that pass rush. It could be a little issue for him. Well, they did lose. I mean, they just gained Javon Hargrave from Philly. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that could be an issue for him. So I got him losing this one.
I think
Yeah,
Burrow struggled this
yeah, I'm
game, and
right there
they'll
with
take a
you.
loss.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Next week, they are in Cincinnati against the Bills. Prime time, 8:20 rematch.
Now, mind you, this was the DeMar Hamlin game last year. They did not get a whole game in this time. So this one could be a very interesting game. I'm going to say Bills
I,
win. I'm going to say
think
Bills
I'm
get
with
their
you. I
revenge
think
for the
Bills get
playoff loss,
redemption.
too.
You got it. Like, dude, they're supposed to win that game, and then they lost that game. Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so
We're going to get the Steelers next, AG living.
all
Just
right,
wait.
next week after that, we got Texans, 1 o'clock matchup. That's okay. Yeah, I'm about to say we don't
Blowout.
really need to spend too much time on that. Back at Baltimore for the next week game. I think I have them winning that one. Kind of like I said, they were splitting the season series, so I think we got them winning. I had them winning.
Okay. So we're even now. We both have them having, 3 losses at this point?
One against, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Okay.
have them at 2 losses. I had them
Yeah.
one against us and then one against the Niners. Oh, yeah, and then the Bills. No, it's 3. It's 3. It's 3. I'm wrong. It's 3. Yeah, it's 3.
In the Bills, so 3, yeah. I have them winning
Yeah.
one matchup
Bills
against
and
us.
Niners.
Bills
Yep.
and
Okay,
Niners.
so
That's the other
next up,
two.
after our game, they are in Cincinnati against Pittsburgh. Probably.
Since he wins, I don't think Kenny Pickett's improved enough to keep up with him. The Steelers' D is not what it used to be. Yeah, of course, they still got T.J. Watt, the maniac, but they're going to win. They're going to win it again, just in the same fashion that they did last year when they played in Acrisure Stadium. It was sort of a high-scoring game. I think it was 37-30? I just don't see the Steelers' offense keeping up with, the Bengals. Again, that Bengals offense is scary.
If the Steelers
It really is.
can stay healthy, who knows what they could really do. But, I mean, I feel like I'm with you. I think the Bengals take this one. I don't know how high scoring it'll be, but I don't know if this one will be as high scoring, but I do have the Bengals taking this one. Next up, they are at Jacksonville against the Jaguars, 8:15 game. I don't know. man. This one, and the funny thing is, it's kind of crazy how we're saying I don't know when it's Jacksonville, but yeah.
Hey, they surged at the end of last year. I'm going to go out and say I
Okay.
think Jacksonville takes this one. I don't know if you remember this, but when Urban Meyer was the coach, the Jaguars were on the cusp of beating the Bengals on a Thursday night football game. It was so close. They were up like 17-0, and the Bengals roared back in the second half and barely scraped by. I think the Bengals go down this game
Jaguars
for their
catching
fourth
by
loss of the
surprise.
year.
We would love to see that.
Mhm.
Next up, they are up against the Colts at Cincinnati, 1:00 matchup. Yeah, probably. I mean, if Anthony
Easy win.
Richardson is starting first year, I mean, unless he makes those strides, we will see how that comes along. Okay, next week, again, at Cincinnati versus the Vikings. I'm not going to lie. I low-key has – yeah,
I'm going to
I
say
have
win for
taking this one.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I don't trust Kirk Cousins. What week are we in, by the way?
We are in week – let me make sure I'm calculating here. Week 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We got a few more.
So
all right.
after that, after the Vikings matchup, we have back at Pittsburgh against the Steelers this time around. I just don't know if the Steelers – I don't know if the –
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give
AG
Pittsburgh this win. I'll be nice.
Are we doing it for AG?
And I'll give them that one.
See, if you hear that, AG, we're giving y'all a win.
I'll do it for AG.
We're going to give y'all a win this time around.
Yeah. I'm just because I can't stand Cincinnati. All right. Keep going.
Yeah, we're trying to.
We are running out of time, so we'll probably have to speed up a little bit.
We got a rematch.
Yeah.
Chiefs Bengals. 425 matchup.
Kansas City is going to win. They are not losing again. Bengals start
I don't know
to slide here at the end of the year.
These guys. I mean, they got lucky last year, but
I know.
Yeah,
I think that'll change.
I think Chiefs probably take this one against them. And then their last game of the regular season will be against the Cleveland Browns. I feel like Cincy kind of just I feel like they sweep them this year around.
Yeah.
I feel like they sweep them. So we got.
All right, so I have Cincinnati as 11-6. Is that enough for the division? According to our Ravens predictions, yes, it is. So now, will this happen? I'm not sure. Some of those might be me being biased, but we'll see.
We hope not. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next team.
Let's go to Pittsburgh.
Now.
Let's do Pittsburgh real quick.
Going back.
They got a nice offensive tackle, Broderick Jones. I think that's his name. I'm not sure. To help protect Kenny Pickett. They got Darnell Washington at tight end. Is that enough to make them better? No, because
they also picked up Patrick Peterson during the offseason. So
that's nice. He's old. He's really old. I really think that the Ravens' biggest threat is Cincinnati right now. And I'm not trying to hate on the Steelers because I do hate them, but I'm just looking at it from a football team standpoint.
Yeah.
Steelers are
all right. Week one. Steelers got a tough matchup. Week 1, Niners. They get Niners right off the bat. Week 1. I don't know if they win this one. I think they start off with an L for the season.
I have a weird feeling about this one. I'm actually going to say they pull off a stunner and they win. Yep. Because the Niners always start out slow. They always start out weird and not very good. You know that, right? Last year they started 3-4.
They did start storming back in
their Super Bowl year. I think they
did start storming back in the playoffs.
Yeah. But I'm saying I think the Steelers pull off a stunner and they go 1-0 with a nasty 16-10 victory.
Okay, I like that. All right, week 2, they are going up against the Dirty Browns. I feel like they win this one in a close matchup. I feel like they split their series. Is it in Cleveland? Yes.
Is it in Cleveland? Okay, then I think the Steelers
I feel like they
go to 1-1.
I feel like they're starting off 1-1 as well. I feel like they win this one, but they're going to split.
I think they're going to win the next matchup for sure, though. In Pittsburgh, they always beat them in Pittsburgh. Cleveland hasn't won in Pittsburgh for a long time.
All right, we got week 3 at Las Vegas against the Raiders. We don't even know who the Raiders quarterback is. So
I really want to say a loss
Yeah,
for
I
the
think they're
Steelers,
starting
but I
2-1.
don't know.
I think they're
Right now, at this moment,
okay.
I'm going to
So
say a
we're gonna
win for
start.
the
We got the
Steelers.
starting off 2-1. Against at Texas against the Texans. I feel as though we're counting the Texans out like really quickly. We haven't even really seen Stroud play yet, but I'm gonna give them a win. I'm gonna give them a win just off what we have right now.
I'm going to say the
Wow.
Texans pull off a stunner. This is week 4. C.J. Stroud is going to now have 3 games under his belt if he plays. If it's Davis Mills, they're going to lose. So I'll change my opinion if it's Davis Mills. But if Stroud plays 1, 2, and 3, that means week 4 he's going to put up his best performance, throwing 3 TDs and a win over the Steelers.
You heard it here first, folks. If they do, come back to this video
Yep.
after the game. All right.
Yep.
Week 5. I feel like we both had them winning. We both had us winning this game. So I mean, So we got
at Pittsburgh. I think
I
we
got
can
them
win
3
that
and
one.
2.
Yep.
I have them 3 and 2 so far. Okay, so
I have them 2 and 3.
LA at LA Rams in Los Angeles. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the Rams could take that one. I
I'm
do
going to
think
say
the Rams could take that
a
one.
loss for the Steelers.
Yeah,
They're going to be 2 and 4. They're going to start out rough like they always do.
I got
Every
them
year
3
they
and
start
3
out
so
bad.
far. So next up, week 7 matchup in Pittsburgh against the Jaguars.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm going to say another loss. So they're going to start 2 and 5.
I think I got them going 3 and 4. I think Jacksonville stuns them. I feel we don't know what the Jaguars look like with Ridley yet. So I feel like so we can go out of here. Week 8 matchup against the Titans, 8:15 game. I feel like they can win this one. I got them going 4 and 4 so far. I think they're good on that.
Agreed.
3 and 4. Ooh, okay. In Pittsburgh against Green Bay, the Jordan Love led Green Bay. This one actually could be a good game.
I'm going to say Green Bay wins 3, and they're going to fall to 3 and 6.
Pittsburgh winning this one, but I feel like they win by like 1 possession. I think it's probably like a field goal that divvies up the game. So I got them going 5 and 4 so far. Week 10 matchup. This is in Cleveland against the Browns.
You mean in Pittsburgh?
No, it's because the first matchup they're in Pittsburgh, and then the second matchup they're at Cleveland. Yeah, no, the first one.
I think you said the first one was in Cleveland. Oh, okay. Okay, then go ahead and chalk that up to another win for them, and then the one in Cleveland is going to be a loss. So they'll be 4 in.
Yeah, I got them
6, I guess.
Yeah, I think they can. I'm going. Going off
I think they're winning.
Going off your history,
easy.
I'll have them losing, but we'll go back to this video where we depending on. I don't know if the Browns are going to streak at the end of the year. We don't know what the team is going to look like.
Yeah. Essentially, whatever games in Pittsburgh, they're going to win, and whatever games in Cleveland, they're going to lose.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I'm saying. Yep.
At Cincy, we had Cincy sweeping them. Yeah, so that's fine. In Arizona against the Cardinals. Yep.
Win 5 and 7.
The win. Oh, they got a.
They could arguably the worst team in football this year, I think. Yeah.
Versus Patriots, 8:15 game.
When this is where the Steelers are going to start building momentum,
like
they always do at the end of the year.
His winning record.
So here we go, 6 and 7.
Colts.
Yep. And I can't stand
at Indianapolis against the Colts. I have them winning this one as well. Yeah.
7 and 7.
At Seattle against the Seahawks. Potential to be a good game. Yeah, potential to be a good game.
8 and 7. I think they're going to win that one too. 8 and 7. Right now they're feeling good. They've won 4 in a row.
Yep.
Here they come. Yep. They're going to win it. They're going to go in there and they're going to pull off another stunner.
And then last
23-17
at Baltimore against our guys.
I think that we take this and we sweep them for the first time in years. But that's still – oh, wait. Okay, so this will put them at 9. I must have miscalculated. I'm sorry. Guys, I don't have my computer in front of me. I'm not home right now. Essentially, in summary, I'm going to say that the Steelers finish 9-8 like they always do. Because that's just what they always that's just what they are. They're just a 9-8 squad. Mike Tomlin has got them at a flatline 9-8
I
squad
got them
every
finishing.
single year. So
Yeah,
I just
I feel like
don't see them better than that.
I feel like 10-7 for them this year wouldn't be ludicrous. I have them finishing third in the division this year, so I feel like 10-7 for them is not out of like insane. All right, so we're gonna move on to the final team.
Dom, we probably should do the Browns to start out for the next one. I think.
Out of time. I think we are running out of time. Okay, so we're running out of time for this one, guys.
Yeah.
We will start the Browns for the end of the breakdown in next week's episode. Let us know what you think. What do you guys think the AFC North is gonna shake up? What is your division gonna shake up as? Where do you think your team is finishing in your division in the conference? Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys for joining us again for this episode. I'm Dom. That's Gonz. We will see you guys next week, Sunday, for another edition of Dom and Gon Sports Talk. We are out.